Hi, welcome to Tanya and Tiana English. I'm Tanya, and today I'm going to talk about the future perfect verb tense. If this verb tense is confusing to you, you're not alone. It confuses a lot of people, even native English speakers. I'm going to help you understand this verb tense and give you some examples, so stay with me. If you haven't already watched the videos about the past perfect and the present perfect, you might want to watch those before you watch this video. I'll put a link right here for you so that you can watch those. Some of the things in the past and the present perfect are similar in the future perfect. One of the things that is similar is the fact that the name is so confusing. If you watched the other videos, you know that when we say perfect, we don't mean perfect the way we usually do. We mean something that's completed, finished, or already done. This is very confusing when we're talking about the future. How can it be completed or finished if we're talking about the future? It doesn't make any sense to us at all. I think I can help you to understand that as we go through how we create and conjugate this verb tense. So, the reason it is called the future perfect is because, like the other two tenses, in the future perfect, we're still using the verb to have along with the past participle. But when we're using the future perfect, we're using the future tense of the verb to have. I'm going to tell you more about that in just a minute. But here are those same past participles that I mentioned in the last video. If you haven't already written them down, go ahead and pause the video and write them down now. We're going to use them a little bit more in this video. Just like in all of our other verb tense videos, I wanted to show you how the future perfect would look on a timeline. So I have used the sample sentence that I've been using in all of the other verb tenses to help you see or to help you understand how the future perfect might sound with a similar sentence. So this sentence, I will have read that book before I go to see the movie. This is the future perfect. It's telling us something I will have done before something else happens. So you can see I will have read the book is here on the timeline. It's after now, so it's in the future, and it's before I will go to see the movie. So this is what makes it a perfect tense. It's something that's done, it's finished, it's completed, and it's done before something else happens. Now, one of the things that makes this verb tense a little tricky sometimes is that the way I have the sentence here is a very common way that we say something like this, where in the second half of the sentence we say, I go to see the movie. I will have read that book before I go to see the movie. Very common. But it might make it a little easier for you to understand if I said, I will have read that book before I will go to see the movie. That's correct, you could say it that way, and that helps you to see that it's in the future because we say will go, which is the future tense of go. But you can say it either way. Both of them are very common. Another thing that makes the future perfect tense just a tiny bit easier than the present perfect is like the past perfect. When we conjugate the verb to have, which we use in all of these perfect tenses, when we conjugate it in the future, it doesn't change. This is the same as in the past. It doesn't change. When we conjugate the verb to have in the past, it's the same. In the present tense, it does change in the third person. But in this tense, it's the same each time. I will have, you will have, he, she, or it will have, we will have, you all, y'all, or you guys will have, and they will have. Another thing I'd like to tell you about the future perfect tense is that it's not real common. We don't use it a lot. One of the things we do use it for is to plan things in the future, when we plan on doing something before something else happens. So I wanted to help you with one of the things that makes all of the perfect tenses a little bit challenging. That is these past participles. Sometimes it's difficult for language learners to understand the past participles. There are a lot of uncommon, or I should say irregular, past participles, and my best advice to you is to memorize what the past participles are. Let's take a minute to become more familiar with these past participles and the infinitive they come from. While I go through this list, see if you know what the infinitive for each of these is. Listen to me as I pronounce them correctly and see if you can think of what the infinitive will be. If you need a little more time, pause the video. So the first one is been. The infinitive is to be. Become. The infinitive is to become. Bought is from to buy. Chosen comes from to choose. Come is from to come. It's similar to become. Done is from to do. Eaten is from to eat. Gone is from to go. Heard is from to hear. Made is from to make. Read is from to read. Said is from to say. Seen is from to see. Spoken is from to speak. And taken is from to take. I'd like to give you a chance to practice a couple more common past participles. I've chosen 5 infinitives that I've written here on the board for you to see if you can fill in the blank with the past participle of these infinitives: to sleep, to tell, to write, to put, and to drive. These are all very common verbs that we use in everyday life. Pause the video and see if you can fill in the blanks. The past participle of to sleep is slept, as in, we have slept for 8 hours. The past participle of to tell is told, as in, he had already told me that before you told me. The past participle of to write is written, as in, I will have written that essay before it's due. The past participle of to put is put. It stays the same. An example in the present perfect is, I have put on my clothes already. And the last one, to drive, the past participle is driven. An example in the past perfect is, he had driven all night long before he arrived at our house. It's your turn to practice. What is something that you're planning to do before something else? See if you can write a sentence using this future perfect tense. You might want to use this example. I will have blank before I blank. Tiana and I are always looking for ways that we can better help you to improve your English. If you have ideas or topics that you'd like to see in a future video, let us know that in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Click on the little bell so you get notifications every time we make a video to help you improve your English. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.